Why do you get all the glory, Sanaa? I work hard too, but no one cares about my farm, she shouted, surprising Sanaa and the villagers around them. In the small village of Abena, surrounded by lush green forests and winding rivers, lived two friends named Sanaa and Yaa. They were inseparable, sharing laughter and dreams as they explored the beauty of their home. Sanaa, with her bright smile and adventurous spirit, always dreamed of achieving greatness. Yaa, on the other hand, found joy in the simple pleasures of life, tending to her small farm where she grew fruits and vegetables for her family. Every day, they would sit by the river and talk for hours. Sanaa shared her grand plans of starting a business, while Yaa spoke about her dreams of having a big family. The villagers admired their friendship, often saying it was unbreakable. They supported each other through thick and thin, with Sanaa encouraging Yaa to reach for more, and Yaa reminding Sanaa to appreciate the small things in life. But as the seasons changed, the winds of fate began to blow differently. Sanaa's ambition started to flourish. She opened a small shop in the village, selling beautiful handmade crafts that showcased her talent. People loved her work, and soon her shop became the talk of the village. Sanaa felt proud of her achievements, but little did she know a storm was brewing within her best friend, Yaa. As Sanaa's business thrived, Yaa's little farm struggled. The rains had not been kind, and her crops failed to yield enough food. While Sanaa celebrated her success, Yaa watched with a heavy heart. Jealousy began to creep into Yaa's mind, planting seeds of resentment that took root. She tried to push those feelings away, but they lingered, like dark clouds hiding the sun. One day, while visiting Sanaa's shop, Yaa overheard the villagers praising her. They spoke of her talent and hard work, calling her the shining star of Abena. Yaa felt a pang in her chest. Why wasn't she celebrated like Sanaa? The jealousy twisted in her heart, turning their joyful moments into painful reminders of what she lacked. Feeling trapped, Yaa began to change. She made sarcastic comments about Sanaa's success, trying to mask her feelings behind a facade of humour. "Oh, look at you, the great businesswoman. Don't forget us little farmers," she joked, but the laughter never reached her eyes. Sanaa, unaware of Yaa's inner turmoil, continued to share her dreams, oblivious to the growing rift between them. One fateful night, Sanaa hosted a celebration at her home, inviting Yaa and the other villagers to honour her recent success. The air was filled with laughter, music, and delicious food. Sanaa wore a beautiful golden necklace that had been passed down through her family for generations. It sparkled brightly just like her spirit. As the night went on, Yaa watched Sanaa closely. A feeling of longing washed over her. She envied the necklace and the attention it brought. In a moment of weakness, she decided to take it. When everyone was distracted, Yaa slipped the necklace from Sanaa's neck and hid it in her pocket. The thrill of stealing it filled her with a mix of excitement and shame. The next morning, Sanaa woke up feeling happy, but noticed her necklace was missing. Panic set in as she searched her home. She felt a heavy weight in her chest. How could she lose something so precious? Sanaa called for Yaa, hoping her friend might have seen it. But deep down, she felt a shadow creeping over their friendship, an uneasiness that made her heart ache. Days passed, and Sanaa's heart was heavy with loss. She confronted Yaa, tears filling her eyes. "Have you seen my necklace? It means so much to me." Yaa felt a rush of guilt but quickly masked it with a forced smile. "No, I haven't seen it. You should be more careful, Sanaa," she replied, trying to sound innocent. Sanaa's trust in Yaa began to waver. She sensed something was off, but she pushed the thought away, wanting to believe the best of her friend. Meanwhile, Yaa's guilt gnawed at her, turning her inside out. Each time she saw Sanaa's sad eyes, her heart sank deeper into a pit of shame. The villagers, unaware of the tension brewing between the two friends, continued to praise Sanaa. "She's so talented! She deserves all the success," they would say. Each compliment stung Yaa like a thorn. She wanted to scream that she was more than just a farmer, but the jealousy twisted her heart, making her feel small and insignificant. The village was abuzz with excitement as the festival approached. Sanaa decided to showcase her crafts at the event, hoping to gain more customers. Yaa, feeling increasingly isolated, offered to help her prepare. But every task reminded Yaa of her envy, and soon her anger boiled over. On the day of the festival, as the sun rose high in the sky, Yaa could no longer hold her feelings inside. "Why do you get all the glory, Sanaa? I work hard too, but no one cares about my farm," she shouted, surprising Sanaa and the villagers around them. Sanaa's heart sank as she realised how deep Yaa's jealousy ran. "Sanaa, it's not about glory. We've always supported each other," Sanaa pleaded, but Yaa's words were like arrows piercing through their friendship. "You wouldn't understand. You have everything and I have nothing." Yaa spat, tears of frustration rolling down her cheeks. The villagers watched in shock, their joyous festival now overshadowed by the fierce argument between the two friends. Sanaa felt her heart break as she saw the anger in Yaa's eyes. The trust they had built over the years was crumbling before them. After the confrontation, the village was divided. Some sided with Sanaa, while others whispered about Yaa's jealousy. Sanaa, heartbroken and betrayed, struggled to understand how her closest friend could turn against her. The joy of the festival was lost, replaced by a heavy sadness that hung over her. Yaa, feeling the weight of her actions, tried to make amends. She approached Sanaa, her heart racing. "I'm sorry for what I said. I just felt so left out," she confessed, her voice trembling. But Sanaa couldn't bring herself to forgive so easily. The stolen necklace and Yaa's harsh words echoed in her mind. "You broke my trust, Yaa. How can I believe you again?" Sanaa replied, her voice barely above a whisper. Yaa's heart shattered as she realised the depth of her mistake. In trying to claim what she envied, she had lost the one person she valued most. Days turned into weeks, and the village slowly returned to normal, but the rift between Sanaa and Yaa remained. Sanaa poured herself into her work, while Yaa sank deeper into her sorrow, haunted by the betrayal that had destroyed their bond. Months passed, and the seasons changed. Yaa watched as Sanaa continued to shine in the village. A part of her felt happy for her friend, but the other part ached with regret. She decided it was time to make things right. Gathering her courage, Yaa approached Sanaa's shop one quiet afternoon. "Sanaa, can we talk?" Yaa asked, her voice shaky. Sanaa looked up, surprise flashing in her eyes. "What do you want, Yaa?" she replied, trying to keep her emotions in check. Yaa took a deep breath, determined to explain her actions. "I've realised how wrong I was. I let envy consume me, and I hurt you in the process. I'm sorry for taking your necklace and for saying those terrible things," Yaa said, tears filling her eyes. "I miss our friendship and I want to make it right." Sanaa felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. "It's not just about the necklace, Yaa. You hurt me deeply. Trust is not easily rebuilt," she responded, her voice still heavy with sadness. Yaa nodded, understanding the weight of her actions. "I know I have to earn your trust back. Please give me a chance." Days turned into weeks as Yaa worked hard to show Sanaa that she was sincere in her apologies. She helped in Sanaa's shop, learning about the craft and gaining the respect of the villagers once again. Slowly, Sanaa began to see the change in Yaa. The bitterness that once clouded their friendship started to lift. One day, while working side by side, Sanaa noticed Yaa's determination. "You really want to help me, don't you?" Sanaa asked, a small smile breaking through her sadness. Yaa nodded, her eyes shining with hope. "I do. I want to be the friend you deserve." As they continued to work together, laughter began to fill the air again. They shared stories, exchanged ideas, and supported each other like they once did. Sanaa felt warmth in her heart, but a small part of her still hesitated to fully trust Yaa again. One evening, as they closed up shop, Yaa surprised Sanaa with a special gift. "I know I can't give you back what I stole, but I made this for you," she said, handing over a beautiful hand-woven bracelet adorned with colourful beads that represented their friendship. Sanaa's eyes widened in surprise, and for the first time in months she felt a glimmer of hope. "Yaa, this is beautiful. Thank you," Sanaa said, her voice filled with genuine appreciation. The gesture touched her heart. It was a small step, but it meant the world to both of them. As they clasped the bracelet around Sanaa's wrist, Yaa felt a weight lift off her shoulders. However, deep down, Sanaa still struggled with her feelings. Could she truly forgive Yaa? Could their friendship be rebuilt after such a devastating betrayal? The memories of Yaa's jealousy lingered, casting shadows over their renewed bond. As the weeks went by, Sanaa and Yaa worked hard together and their friendship began to mend. But just as they were finding their way back, a new challenge arose. A travelling merchant named Kofi came to Abena, bringing news of a drought that had hit nearby villages. He told tales of farmers losing everything and begged for help. Sanaa's heart ached for those in need. She decided to use her success to help others. "We should organise a fundraiser to support the families affected by the drought," she suggested to Yaa. Yaa agreed wholeheartedly, feeling a sense of purpose returning to her life. They worked tirelessly, gathering donations and preparing a feast to raise funds for the struggling families. As the day of the fundraiser approached, Yaa received a message from a rival farmer, Kwame, who had always looked down on her. He invited her to join him for a secret meeting, promising to make her the leader of a new farming co-op if she helped him undermine Sanaa's efforts. Yaa felt torn. Should she remain loyal to Sanaa or seize an opportunity that could change her life? On the day of the fundraiser, as the sun rose high in the sky, Yaa stood at a crossroads. Her heart raced as she weighed the promises of power against the bonds of friendship. Would she betray Sanaa once more, or would she choose the right path? As the fundraiser began, the village came together, united by a shared purpose. Laughter and music filled the air, and Sanaa felt a sense of fulfillment as people enjoyed the feast. But Yaa was distracted. The invitation from Kwame lingered in her mind, tempting her with promises of respect and authority. Just then, Seni approached Yaa, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Look at all the people we're helping, Yaa. This is what friendship is about." But Yaa felt a pang of guilt as she remembered her meeting with Kwame. Later that evening, as the villagers danced and celebrated, Yaa slipped away to meet Kwame. "You can be someone important, Yaa," he urged. "You can finally be recognised for your hard work. All you have to do is turn your back on Sanaa." Yaa's heart raced. She thought of Sanaa's unwavering support and friendship, and for a moment, she felt sick with guilt. "But Sanaa has done so much for me," Yaa replied, her voice shaking. Kwame leaned closer, his voice smooth like honey. "And what has that gotten you? You're still just a farmer, while she basks in glory. This is your chance to shine." As Yaa stood there, torn between the allure of power and her loyalty to Sanaa, she felt the weight of her choices pressing down on her. Returning to the fundraiser, Yaa's heart was heavy with conflict. Sanaa was in the middle of a speech, her passion lighting up the crowd. "Together, we can make a difference. Let's show our support for those in need." The villagers cheered, and Yaa felt a pang of longing to be part of that unity. Sanaa's eyes met Yaa's across the crowd. "Yaa, come, join me," she called, her smile radiant. Yaa's heart sank. How could she betray Sanaa after all they had been through? In that moment, Yaa decided. She walked towards Sanaa, determination etched on her face. "I won't betray you, Sanaa. I refuse to let envy destroy our friendship again," she declared. the weight of her decision lifting some of the burdens she carried. The crowd quieted as Sanaa's eyes widened in surprise. "Are you sure, Yaa?" she asked, hope flickering in her heart. Yaa nodded, but uncertainty lingered. She knew the path of loyalty would not be easy, and the whispers of Kwame would still echo in her mind. The fundraiser was a huge success, raising enough funds to help the families affected by the drought. Sanaa and Yaa stood together, proud of their achievements. Their bond, once broken by jealousy and betrayal, was now stronger than ever. As the sun set over the village, painting the sky with vibrant hues of orange and pink, Sanaa and Yaa sat by the river, reflecting on their journey. "I've learned that true friendship means being there for each other, even when things get tough," Sanaa said, her eyes sparkling with gratitude. Yaa nodded in agreement. "And that envy can poison the best of friendships. I'm grateful for your understanding, Sanaa." But in the back of Yaa's mind, doubt still lingered. She could feel Kwame's words echoing in her thoughts, urging her to seek power and recognition. The temptation to elevate herself above others, to finally be seen, gnawed at her, making her feel restless and unsettled. One day, as they walked through the village, Sanaa noticed Yaa's distant gaze. "What's wrong, Yaa? You seem lost," she asked, concern etched on her face. "I'm okay," Yaa replied, but her heart told a different story. The truth was, she felt a longing for more than what her life offered. As Sanaa continued to thrive, Yaa felt herself slipping back into the shadows of envy, her heart heavy with unspoken desires. In the heart of Abena, the villagers continued to share stories of Sanaa and Yaa, reminding everyone of the importance of loyalty and the strength of true friendship. Yet, as the seasons changed, Yaa found herself at a crossroads again, torn between the life she cherished with Sanaa and the ambition that still whispered sweet promises in her ear. The village held its breath, wondering what the future would hold for Sanaa and Yaa. Would they remain friends, or would the shadows of envy pull them apart once more? The story of their friendship had not reached its conclusion, and the path ahead remained uncertain, filled with both hope and the possibility of heartbreak. If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more captivating tales filled with adventure, friendship, and valuable lessons, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll be the first to discover new stories that inspire, entertain, and spark your imagination. We love hearing from you. Share your thoughts and insights about this story in the comments below. What did you think about Sanaa and Yaa's journey? Have you ever faced a similar challenge in your friendships? Your insights could help others feel connected and inspired. Let's create a vibrant community where we can share our love for stories together. So, subscribe now, and let's embark on this incredible journey filled with more adventures, lessons, and heartfelt moments. Thank you for being part of our story.